Okay, so welcome. I'm so excited to be here, and I'm so excited to see so many heads. For your first timers, it's going to be an awesome experience, and truly, like everyone says, you get the bug. And I used to be in corporate America and quit it all and opened up a coaching business up in northern New Jersey, and since then dragged my now husband into it. But we met at a camp, and we just got married in February. So he's here. We're in Bergen County, and our workouts are Tuesdays. More the merrier. Our first one was this past Tuesday, and it's just great. So, welcome everyone. I'm going to try and keep this hopefully short, but basically, what I'm going to talk about, a couple things here on the bike. I kind of broke it down into about 10 rules of the road, and I kind of focused on some bike safety stuff because I really feel like that's the most important, and just go over some things that you should be aware of when you're out on the road specifically, just kind of like common biking knowledge, so that you can kind of arm yourself with that and handle yourself on the road appropriately. So the first thing, look just quickly, about me. I've done Kona a couple times, and I've done a bunch of Ironman and a bunch of halves, and I started just like you beginners. I remember it was like a 2-mile run and a 6-mile bike and a 2-mile run, and I nearly died. It was the hardest thing. I collapsed at the finish line. My mom was there. She was like, "Are you okay?" It was like really, I signed up for the next one the next day. So, all right. So moving on. I don't know why that slide's messed up. I hope they're not. But okay, here we go. So first thing, top 10 rules. When you come to a stoplight, make sure that you position yourself up in front of the lead car. Okay, so don't hover behind a car. When you're on the road and you're on the right-hand side, bring yourself right up to the lead car at a light and make sure that they can see you. Okay, that is, you don't need to let the car. You don't have to stop yourself before cars. Okay, so that's just kind of common knowledge. Don't be in a right turn only lane. If you're not turning right, make sure that you're kind of out of the way. And if you're planning on going straight through the light. Okay. Next thing is always make sure that you keep a lookout for drivers that may be making a left-hand turn and crossing your path. Same thing when you're in a car, right? And there's those cars that are coming the opposite direction and they're turning. If you're on a bicycle, they may not see you. So make sure that you are always, they're not going to yield to you. Make sure you keep your eyes open for that, okay? Next thing. When passing another cyclist, make sure you pass them on their left. Don't pass someone on their right, ever. And when you're passing them, say, on your left, or passing. And it's totally appropriate. Just make sure you're nice and loud so you don't scare them. And same thing for pedestrians. They always have the right of way. So, especially down here, you have these big, beautiful bike lanes, and there's always, either people walking or, other bikers. Just make sure that you go around them on their left. Okay, when you're turning, when you're making a turn, basic handling skills, make sure you're looking where you want to go, okay? Your body and your bike will follow your eyes. So don't look that way if you want to turn this way, okay? So just make sure that, you look where you want to go and your bike will follow that line, okay? If you need to slow down before you're making a turn, make sure you do that, not in the middle of the turn. Slow yourself down, then hit the turn, okay? You'll prevent yourself from skidding out. If you try and throw your brakes on when you're in the middle of the turn, it's not the safest, okay? The other thing, I learned this several years after cycling, and once I realized that I should be doing this, it was so much easier. Make sure your outside leg is at 6 o'clock and your inside leg is at 12 o'clock, okay? I don't know why that works, but it really makes the turn much easier, okay? So just position yourself at 6 and 12 o'clock, and your body will track in that line, okay? Next thing, when riding in a group, make sure that you use hand signals, okay? To warn others if there's something in the road, make sure you call that out, okay? Point it. If you had to hop around it, chances are if they're behind you, they're not going to see it because they're looking at you, okay? Just call out any sort of road hazards, and don't throw your brakes on if there's someone right behind you. Everything that you do should be gradual, okay? Never tap anyone's wheel. Don't be that close. Unless you're experienced with pace lining, okay? Keep your distance. Just stay back. All right, number 6. You must use a hand signal when you're making a turn or when you're stopping, okay? So basically to signal left or right, signal. Use your hand. Say, turning left. Make sure you look over your shoulder. Don't just like throw out your arm and then move your bike into the lane, because if there's a car coming, it's no good, right? So make sure you indicate left turn, right turn. If you're stopping, okay, make sure you point down. Angle your hand, your left arm down to the ground, okay? That means that's an indication that you're stopping, okay? Number 7, if you're choosing a bike, okay, if you're out, right now, if you're trying, I hear all the time ladies are trying to figure out what they're even going to ride right at this kind of point. Some people are still looking to get a bike. Make sure that you get something that fits you, okay? You need to make sure that you have the proper, seat tube and top tube length, okay? And your bike shop can help you with this. If you're looking at something on maybe Craigslist, you're looking to get something secondhand, that's great. There's a lot out there. A lot of people are like maybe upgrading their bikes and selling their current, maybe their beginner bikes or starter bikes. Find out what size you are. Just go to a bike shop and ask them, what size bike would I be? They don't need to know you're not buying from them. Just, find out, get some information, and then go.
I appreciate the business. Yes, Ronnie, right, thank you.
I didn't mean that. No, but find out what size bike you are anyway, and
don't find me anyway.
Moving on. All right, make sure. Number 8, regularly inspect your tires. Look, your bike becomes this like foreign object that you don't want to touch or like mess up. Make sure that you are inspecting. I say check your rubber for glass. Like, make sure you look at your tires. Don't be afraid to like deflate them and like pinch them a little and like look at them, because if there's shards of glass in there, you want to get that out before you go out for your ride, and then the glass buries from the wheel into your tube and you get a flat. So just be aware, check your tires. I actually check my road tires after every single ride. I just do. Once you stay on top of it, then you'll be able to see if there's a nick. And I knock on wood, I have like never had a flat. So I have, but rarely. Okay, so just check that. And also make sure that your quick releases are tight. Okay, there's like the skewer in your wheels that will lock your wheel into your hub. Make sure that those are tight, that they're not loose. Okay, you don't want actually happened to me in an Ironman. I was on the second loop of the bike, and my skewer, for some reason, it was never secured. It was right before the descent down Lake Placid, and my rear wheel blew out of my bike. So, yeah, if it was a mile later, I would have been in serious trouble. So, needless to say, make sure you check that, okay? Okay, number 9, Claudia totally emphasized it. Like, know how to change your tire. Ask a friend, ask a coach, ask your bike shop. Teach yourself how to change your tire and practice it, okay? It's like anything else. You do it once, and then you don't do it again. It's like foreign language, you speak it, and then you stop speaking it, and you forget how to do it, okay? Practice, do it over and over and over. You're not going to hurt your tires, and carry the appropriate accessories, okay? Your tubes, your pump. If you use CO2, bring a CO2, and tubes, okay? And last thing is, don't drive don't ride in a driver's blind spot. Always ride where they can see you. If they can't see you, then you're in danger, okay? So always stay to the right. The traffic laws are the same for you as they are for the cars. And don't ride on the sidewalk. That's, I think, illegal in most boroughs. So make sure you stay off the sidewalk.